Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Myers, Statewide Disaster Recovery Coordinator at the Economic Development Department. You have tuned in to our weekly resource wrap up. Let me get to the top so you know what you're looking at. I want to thank my colleague Felicia DePaula, who covered for me last week. She did a great job. Today, there's no special guest. You're stuck with me, but we're going to kind of go through in more detail the weekly wrap up and kind of dive in. So we'll go ahead and just go ahead and get started. Um, as I always point out, it is March 28th. You can always look at previously recorded ones here. You can read the previous newsletters if you prefer to do that. And then if you want to sign up or join, just click on this link here provided. So I will kind of just dive right in. We have a couple of webinars coming up in the outdoor recreation. They have a new grant opportunity. I previously have Alyssa Renwick talk about the program, but if you wanted to learn more, you can just click on the link, or you can plan to attend these two webinars. There's one coming up this week at 2 p.m. on the 29th. And if you missed that one, there's another one on April 27th at 10 a.m. And I believe Alyssa said that we are highly encouraged to apply early, so to make sure that you get funding. And also, I will be hosting, my next recovery series. I'll have General Services Department do a legislative update. We have Mark Hayden, CPO and State Purchasing Director for GSD, to give a legislative update and then talk about how to work with the state of New Mexico. I'm really looking forward to that discussion. That will be April 20th at 1 p.m. So feel free to click on there and sign up. Under the recovery resources area, SBA has a new update. They are deferring payments for their EIDL loan for up to 30 months from inception. And those are good for loans from 2020, 2021, 2022. So it's very exciting because you can defer your payments for a longer period of time, which will help you. So moving right along, I wanted to mention this film opportunity. They're partnering with the Labs, Mexico Film Office, and Story Labs is presenting a 3-part writing program for 10 New Mexicans that are interested in developing film or TV scripts. So if you're interested in that, just click on the link provided, and that deadline for that is April 6th. We also have talked about this program. I think Felicia probably already talked about the land program, but here again, once again, you can click on, it's an agricultural market program, and these are the 3 areas that you can learn more about. So moving right along, I'm gonna start with some of the articles, because I think there's a lot of really great things that came about this last week. The governor called a special session. So if you click on the link provided, it's to address economic relief for New Mexicans. A lot of families are they're struggling because of the gas prices and all these different being able to afford to go to school or go to work or buy formula. So the special session is to take a revised supplemental junior spending bill, provide investments to New Mexico communities. So what do you need to know is that the special session is scheduled to begin on April 5th. So also in the article section, I wanted to highlight the new Media Academy in the works for New Mexico. So I'm going to click on there because there's a lot of great information. It is a partnership. We're partnering our department, New Mexico Economic Development Department, the Film Office, Higher Ed, Film Partners, the local union for film is they're having a consortium this past legislative session. I guess I'm all tongues today. It's been a Monday. This past legislative session, they have $40 million to establish this next generation media academy in Albuquerque. So it was a one-time appropriation for capital outlay for $20 million and then $20 million in general funding. So that's a total of 40. And once again, the governor signed this past legislative session into law on March 9th. Here's some great metrics about the film office, how many people we employ, how they're helping with the economy, estimated 1.37 billion economic output this past year. So some really great things going on. I wanted to mention a couple other things. So once this is constructed, there's 1,000 students that can attend each year. So that's quite a bit. And they're going to partner with New Mexico film partners such as Netflix and NBC Universal, to pay for. They're going to contribute and pay apprenticeships to help to get to get crew and membership as well to their to fast track jobs and long term career. So it's a really great opportunity for us in New Mexico. Going back to the wrap up, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth. What other things I want to highlight? We have, there's also this, if you're interested in learning what all this federal funding is going, where are we using it? Where is it? It's kind of a lot of information. They have this website that you can click on. And if you click on that website, okay, let me do it from here. So this is where it starts. And this is the website. If you go to that link, open new tab. And so this is all the things you want to know about federal funding and where it's going, how it's reporting. If you're interested in the American Rescue Plan Act, they have lots of money in there as well. So you can click on that and find out more. We'll just go ahead and do it here live. So I'm interested, let's just say, regarding the fiscal recovery fund. So there's $350 billion. So I go ahead and just click on here and it'll take me to, all these different links. And if you want to know specifically, let's see how New Mexico is doing. It'll tell you kind of high level information, the 350 billion, where it went to, and tribal governance, counties, municipalities, non-governments. And so it has like the big broad numbers, but then you also can dive in and find out exactly where's New Mexico. And I know you probably cannot see it, but it gives you exactly what the states and the cities got, and you can just take a look at that if you are interested. So that's also available. And so under the business resources, we'll kind of toggle over there. USDA partnership for the climate smart commodities. It's going to be, they want pilot projects lasting 1 to 5 years. They have 2 funding pools. So the first, they range from $5 million all the way up to $100 million. And so that deadline is May 6th. We also have this great program, New Mexico Lab Embedded Entrepreneurial Program. It's to help next generation entrepreneurs go to market. And they're seeking all different applicants, technology-based, so advanced materials, manufacturing, AI, advanced computing, biotechnology, bioscience, energy transition, space systems, so all different technologies. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend attending the webinar that's coming up this week on May 30th at 3 p.m. And that deadline for the whole program is April 25th. So moving right along, excuse me, we have competitive grants for 2022. So the Albuquerque Community Foundation is currently accepting applications, and it's for economic and workforce development, health and human services. So that deadline is April 7th. We also have another REAP program that's designed to help rural businesses and agricultural producers purchase or install renewable energy. So that includes purchasing, installation, construction of anything renewable energy. The grants range from $2,500 to $500,000. And so that deadline is fast approaching. It's March 31st. So click on that and apply right away if you're interested. And I'm sure Felicia went through all these different programs. So I will just go ahead and skip to the highlight this month. I'm going to switch over here. SBA is recognizing women for women in business. So it's Women History Month. And so SBA is having a great webinar. They're going to have a special guest. It's going to be March 31st, which is this Thursday. It's free. It's at 10 a.m. So entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs and small business owners that are looking for resources. The topics range from access to capital. They have an online learning program, online learning platform that they just launched. They also have, the different partners that they have. There's going to be a panel, special guest, and then Q&A at the very end. So very exciting stuff. So that's the highlight for this week. We also have quite a few community resources, which we usually do. The Tourism Department has launched a new program, New Mexico Clean and Beautiful. It's a competitive grant for funding of technical assistance available for municipalities, counties, tribal governments to litter eradication, waste reduction, and community beautification. So let's see. So if you're interested to learn more about that program, I just clicked on the link. It will tell you it opened on March 15th, closes on April 15th. So it's a pretty tight window there. And if you want to learn more, you can click on here and read through all the guidelines. But they also have this great webinar that you can just click on that's been pre-recorded. and you can find out more about the program and see what the stipulations are, and it'll kind of just go through the whole process for you. That's also available. Low or no emissions grant program. The Department of Transportation will be funding for the purchase of zero or a lease of zero emissions and low emissions buses, including acquisition, construction, and leasing. So if that's applicable to you at all and you want to learn more about the program, just click on the link provided. There's also an RFP, this investment connection. They are looking to connect with funders. It's highly competitive. It's going to be in person, May 12th. There's only going to be 8 presenters, so it's submit your proposal as soon as possible, and that deadline is April 11th. We also have this infrastructure and capacity building grant. You can design, purchase, construction, restoration facilities for humanities activities. So that is funding for both projects and digital infrastructure expenditures to be shown to bring long-term benefits to the institution, to humanities, and more broadly. So if you're interested, that deadline is May 17th. Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program. It funds support education, mentoring, and technical assistance initiatives to beginning farmers and ranchers. And that deadline is May 19th. So a lot of these different programs, I'm sure Felicia last week went through, so I'll just go ahead and keep going because there's quite a few of them. And once I mention every week that if you missed one of the pre-recorded sessions or you want to learn about a program that you remember from last time, they're all right here if they're still active. So feel free to look under the recovery resources, business resources, or community resources and find the specific link that you're looking for. And also, once again, we have a lot of webinars that a lot of them are focused on women because it's still Women's Appreciation Month or History Month. And so, the Program of Mexico LEAP informational session that I mentioned up above, you can click on there and sign up for the program or for the webinar to find out more about the program. We also have this valuation and term sheet mentoring office hours with John Chavez, and then free funding program to support of trailed stewardship. So those are some new ones that I think from the last time, but then there's also the previous ones that I've mentioned at different wrap-ups. I'm looking at the clock now. I'm trying to get it under 15 minutes. Once again, we have our ongoing webinars on demand and then recently recorded. I know Felicia just recorded this interview, the Rural Efficiency Business Program, so the recording's already there. Since I was gone last week, right before I left, I was able to have a presentation with the State Land Office and Economic Development, and it went very well. The speakers were fabulous. So I highly recommend if you're interested to learn more about the State Land Office. And so it was a great webinar. So just click on there and you could listen on to that recording as well. So with that, I will wrap things up. We have all the different ways of following us. So feel free to click on any of them. And we hope you have the great rest of your Monday. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.